Hello and welcome to the Calmcast, a time to feel calm and think clearly. I'm Claire Downham, the Queen of Calm, a transformational life coach. I was a burnt out head teacher who finally made the journey to calm after years of trying, and I want to prevent you from having to do the same. The Calmcast is a series of short explorations, gently guiding you back to your natural state, which is calm and clarity. Just listen like you would listen to music, with an open mind and curiosity. There's nothing else to do. Now let's relax into today's episode. So today, the title is The Lie About Feelings. Now, often when we think about the word lie, we tend to think of that as being quite a deliberate thing. And I'm not pointing towards it being deliberate. But I am pointing towards us being immersed in a lie that looks so true that it is often impossible to believe that life could be any other way than this. And this I call it the outside in misunderstanding, the misunderstanding about where our feelings are coming from. But I quite like to say it's a lie. There is a lie about feelings. And where does it start? I've often thought about this. It's been around forever, way before you and I were on this planet. But where does it start? Where do we start to learn that our feelings come from the outside world? Because that's the lie I'm talking about. That's the lie I'm pointing to. Your feelings do not come from the outside world. I've posted already today on social media about this, and I've pointed to, your workplace is not stressful, and somebody's come straight back at me. Yes, it is. My workplace was stressful. You don't know that. But that misunderstanding, of course, it's so real. It's so real. It looks so real. When we're in the thick of it, when we're feeling stressed, it really does look like that's coming from outside of us. And of course, it is can't think of the correct phrase, but it is a very clever illusion, because of course, when you're stressed and you have stressful thinking, well, the thing to know about that is that it's unreliable thinking, and it's that thinking that's telling you that the world is stressful. And of course, it's an illusion, so it all looks absolutely true. It looks true, doesn't it? So there's that aspect of it. There's the aspect where we are led to believe that the things outside of us, like our workplace, like our partner, like our relationship, are what's making us feel awful. I mean, but the first thing, one of the things about that is, wow, how much power are we giving away to stuff that we often cannot control? That's a lot of power to give away, isn't it? It really is giving away your power. Your power can be taken back when you realize this lie and where it is. It's in everything. It's everywhere where you think your feelings are coming from the outside world is a place to get curious. And I still have places where I get caught up in the moment. Doesn't last too long these days, where I think, oh, that feeling I'm having right now is coming from something in my environment, something in my circumstances, something somebody else is doing. But when we start to see this, there is so much freedom. But where does it start? I started talking about that before, didn't I? And anyway, I flow with this. What comes out, comes out. But where it maybe starts, I don't know. It starts when a baby, I was at talk yesterday and there was a baby, it was a ladies networking group, and there was a baby there. And I used the baby a lot in my talk, actually. It was really useful because I was delivering a session called How to Be Less Bothered About Stuff. And I pointed to the baby a lot, but, she got upset a few times about, she wanted the food and she wanted. Now, it looks like the cry for a baby is it's just an indicator that there's something uncomfortable, that there's food missing in the stomach, or they want a drink or whatever they might want. And of course, it probably looks like the feeling has been got rid of by having the thing. So if the cry is for the drink, then having the drink looks like that's made the feeling go away. So it starts probably there. And who knows where it carries on. Our parents tell us that we're making them feel angry. Our parents also tell us that some feelings are okay and some are not. So we begin to seek the opportunities to have more of the feelings that are acceptable. People like us when we're happy and jolly, don't they? They don't particularly like us when we're grumpy, angry, anxious, fearful. The people around us try to make those feelings go away by doing things that seem to be the thing that make us feel better. But actually, our system is always trying to get us back to neutral. That's its job. It doesn't really come from those outside things. But that illusion starts there and it carries on and carries on. But where I'm pointing to today is for you to get curious about that. Like, if there's a space in life that you're really finding quite difficult and you're not getting along with, and it feels like that thing is a problem or it's getting in the way of your happiness, then that's a space to get curious about where you think your feelings are coming from about that particular thing. Because it's from that space we might be able to start to see things differently. Because that's all this is. This is amazingly the easiest way to be less bothered, because being less bothered looks like we've got to change a lot of things. I've got to move job, get a new partner, lose all the weight that I've got in my body, blah, blah, blah. And then I'll feel okay. But this understanding and seeing the lie about feelings is the easiest way to find yourself in a nicer place. Because as you see this, as you start to see, oh, that train of thought is what's taking me into the unpleasant feeling. And when I experience certain things, I have a consistent train of thought. Then that's when we can start to go, oh, actually, if I start thinking about this thing like this, I'm going to feel dire. And after a period of time, after, talking to somebody like me or spending time listening to this understanding, what happens is you just start to notice that you're just a lot less bothered about things. Because you've started to see that what it is it's the trains of thought that we go on, the channels that we go up into, the threads that we follow with our thinking that actually creates the feeling, not anything outside of us. And I know you've experienced this when the circumstances have stayed the same, but you've noticed that you feel differently about it. Or, the circumstances change and you still feel awful. That thing of the Friday night, I've got to go to work tomorrow feeling, where people don't sleep. Sorry, not on a Friday night. On a Sunday night, people don't sleep because there's so much thinking about work and worrying about work that they don't sleep. Well, that's telling you that it can't be work because you're not at work. You're thinking about work. And the reverse happens on a Friday afternoon, doesn't it? Oh, it's getting to the end of the week. Oh, my job seems okay, actually, because I'm thinking about the weekend. So suddenly there's a lightness about work because my thinking is not about work anymore. It's about the weekend. And there's a more of a relaxed feeling about work because most of my thinking is thinking about what I'm going to do at the beach over the weekend, or what walk I'm going to go on, or whatever I'm going to do at the weekend that isn't work. So that's it's just really helpful to see that this lie it's everywhere. It's everywhere. And it's being perpetuated a lot on social media by well-meaning coaches and therapists and people like that who are telling us that we must, that the outside world is creating our feelings, but that we must seek new feelings from the outside world as well by doing tools and techniques, etc. But neither of those things are going to create your feelings. They just don't. They just don't do that. And when you see this, you're free. And I don't know about you, but freedom seems like a nice place to be, doesn't it? And the main thing you're free from is being bothered about things all the time. I used to be bothered about everything, and I'm now bothered about very little. What a lovely place to be. This is just, as always, an invitation to get curious about where you can see this in your life.
Thank you so much for listening. There's nothing to do now but bring some awareness to how this is working out in your life. Listen regularly to experience longer and longer periods of calm. This has been the Calmcast with Claire Downham, Queen of Calm. Take care and keep listening.